going to waggle the rudders to tell him that I'm ready to go.
Okay.
He'll do the same thing. When we start rolling, it's going to be a little rough. We're bouncing along the ground here on the grass, but we'll be in there before he is, and then it'll smooth out. Okay?
Yep.
You ready?
Yes.
Here's the rudder signal.
Springfield traffic,
responds with the SAM.
departing 29.
And off we go. It's rough today, by the way.
Pardon?
It's going to be bouncy today here.
Yep.
So I just basically fly information behind them, a little above them, maybe a little to the left, but not so much to the right. And it's a pretty day, but it is breezy. So that's a call air. It's an old crop duster, basically, that's towing us.
How old is it?
I think that's 1970 something, I can't quite remember.
Looks nice.
Oh, it's a nice ship. It was all restored. This ridge ahead of us is called Hawks Mountain Ridge. And the wind is blowing in totally the wrong direction from the ridge. When it's blowing in the other direction, we can get some ridge lift off of that. But not today, because we are now downwind of the ridge. If you look off to your left across the ridge, you'll see a steamer straight ahead there. That's our chemo.
Ah. It's awesome.
What's that?
It's great.
Yeah, good.
I've been watching a lot of videos, but of course the video can't really compare you.
Yeah, exactly. So as we come around here, the mountain off to our right, the bigger one, off in the distance there, that's a stumpy.
Huh. How many times do you go up on a busy day?
Well, if I'm flying my glider, hopefully the answer is 1. And then I just stay up. If I'm instructing, it depends on where the student is at and what they're trying to learn at that time. So, you know, 3 or 4 or 5.
Ben seems like a good guy.
Oh yeah, he's a good kid. He's doing great. He's pretty close to solo. In fact, if it was a little camber today, it would be a good day, but we'll have to see if it settles down later.
So we're at 2,300?
Yeah, that's NSL above sea level. The airfield was at 600. So we'll go up probably to, I don't know, probably 100 above. Right. Oh, there's some. Good. Let's try that. That looks pretty sustained. If you want to go ahead, pull the release.
Pull the release now?
Yeah.
Okay, pulling the release.
Watch the top line. You ready?
Yep.
Go. Okay, so he goes left, we go right. Give me those couple of notches on the trim if you would.
1, 2.
And we're on our own.
Holy moly!
So you can put your right hand, 3 fingers, and a thumb on the stick here.
Okay.
I'm flying pretty slow, so I've got a fair amount of back pressure on it.
Yeah.
You can put your feet on the paddles.
Okay.
And as we come around here, I'm going to try and level out and see if we can get back in that little bit of lift.
Okay.
We shall see what happens. Valet was in this direction. So if you look at the variometer on the right, it's registering right about 0. So we're basically in air that is, we're sustaining.
Good.
Pretty day. Okay, so look out at the horizon. Put your hand on the stick.
Yeah.
We're going to walk you through a little flying.
Okay.
If you just look at the horizon, see how much ground and sky you have.
Yes.
It basically, if I relax my back pressure and bring the stick forward, I see more ground.
Yeah.
Yeah. And now I'm flying faster.
Okay.
And I just hold that pressure there to maintain that speed. Okay. I want to slow it up. I come back on the stick gradually here.
Okay.
And you'll see I start to see less ground, okay?
Yeah.
And so we fly everything pretty much visually by reference to outside and the big horizon. And the instruments are kind of a backup to that. And right now we're sort of just about sustaining, but we're kind of losing, to be honest. Fell out of the thermal. Alright, let's turn around. We'll point towards the Scotney a little bit.
Okay.
So 3 fingers and a thumb on the stick.
Yes.
I'm going to roll level here. And when we want to make a turn, first thing we do is looking out to the right, nothing coming.
Clear.
So we'll make our turn to the right, eyes back to the horizon. We're going to go stick and rudder together in a second here. So we're going to go, well, I'm just seeing if we get a little lift we're coming into. So I'm just going to continue for a second here.
Okay.
I'm going to do stick and rudder together to the right. Stick and rudder together, it starts to bank. When I get enough bank, I come back to the middle, and it keeps coming around.
Huh.
And I have a little back pressure as it comes around. You'll notice I'm not doing much with the stick.
Right.
When I get to where I want to be, stick the other way and foot the other way, and basically so I have to unbank it by banking in the other direction. Oh, that's some big sink right there. If you look at that, we're in air that's going down 1,000 feet a minute. We're getting pummeled here. That's the instrument on the right. So let's see if we can go back over this way a little bit. See if I can find that again. Not looking very hopeful here. So I think today we're getting pummeled because the wind's coming this way and it blows over that ridge.
Uh-huh.
The sand's on the back side of the ridge, which isn't helping us, I'm afraid. We're getting a little bit lower. I felt like we got something off the end of the runway earlier, so I'm just going to fly over in that direction. And then we'll gradually work our way back there. We're almost down to pattern altitude, unfortunately. So some days, you know, you go fly for 4 or 5 hours. Other days it's pretty short. It really just depends on the weather.
Uh-huh.
Can you put the trim all the way forward for me? Thank you.
Trim forward.
And there's a glider just basically at the IP on 29 about to turn left downwind 29 Springfield. And Springfield traffic, glider left downwind 29er Springfield. So here basically we're just gonna start paralleling the runway, okay?
Yep.
We add a little bit of diaphragm to control our rate of descent here. And this is called our downwind. And then we're going to turn in just a second to our base leg. Springfield traffic later left base turn under Springfield. And so that's going to be perpendicular. So now we're on our base leg perpendicular to our landing. Okay. And now we're going to turn to our final here. And we're going to get some sink off the end of the runway here. Because of the drop off. That's pretty much what we would expect. So we can down pretty quick there. Now I'm just going to hold it off, 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 and we'll settle down onto the ground here. Woo! And that's about it. Sorry, that was a little short today. We got a little pummeled there. We seemed to have some decent lift when I got off, but I lost it.
That's all right.